Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday Morning Basics. Stephanie, when you're ready, come on in and join us. Okay. Yep, and Carly says it's working now. Yeah, we've got a bunch that all went to online. And we're getting ready to start. So we're going to go ahead. Yeah, everybody looked outside. They went. Did you all go shovel and then decide, no, I don't think I'm going to do that? I love it. All right. So this morning, no crazy props. Bye, Susan. Thank you, dear. The goal this morning is we're going to be focusing on twists and forward folds. And I reached back into the vault. This is actually a class that a lot of you, at least, have said, oh, that felt really good. So that's my that's my goal this morning, is playing with twists and forward folds for you to feel energized, to feel ready to go for your weekend, and to enjoy your class. So we're going to start this morning in a bound supine position. You can do this with your strap and either nothing under your spine, or you can place a bolster or a blanket under your spine. So if you know that you like a little bit of support in this bound supine Baddha Konasana, which you guys have done a lot, I'm specifically doing it because my hubby is here and he tells me he likes this pose. So that's why we're adding it in today. And that's the benefit, guys. I know I always ask you, what poses do you want to work on? If you let me know, and I know you're going to be in class, I will try to add it. And I will try to add things that I know will help. Yeah, so make a great big loop. If you're like, okay, stop talking and tell us what the heck bound supine Baddha Konasana is, make a great big loop, big enough that keeping the buckle in the front, you can take the strap around the back. Have that strap hit you about where the top of your pants would hit, is usually a pretty good measure. And then again, being wary of the belt buckle, so we don't want it to dig into your ankles. Adjust your strap so you can slide it down around your feet. And then if you've got the tail pointing back towards your waist, it's really easy to adjust even as you move through the poses. You can see Kent, he likes this. He's already down there. All right.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get this thing around me.
So there you go. You got it. Now, as you come down on your mat, you can decide if you know, hey, I like to have a little something under my spine for some lift. You can take some pillows. You can take your blanket and just roll it the long way. If you've got a bolster at home, grab that. It's whatever fits your spine, your back. And then bring it in and have it about a fist distance away from your pelvis. Okay, so I like to place a hand back behind my sit bones and use that as a good starting spot. Then as you come down onto your forearms, notice how the thighs are feeling. And if you think the thighs might get cranky, then as you come down, make certain you've got blocks available on either side. That way, as you come and rest all the way down with the spine stretched out on the top of the bolster, if your thighs get tired and overexerting here, the goal is to relax. So we just pop some blocks underneath the thighs and allow them to give us a little bit of extra space in the pose. It's nice to just let gravity do some of the work, especially at the beginning of class. So we refer to that as a passive stretch rather than an active stretch. And without making any great effort around the breath, just begin to notice where your breath is as you lay down and your belly is extended and exposed. Then let's worry about the outer shell of the body, arranging it for the most comfort, and then accessing the breath. So really begin to press the feet into one another and see if that action, all the way drawing up the legs into the back of the glutes, if that can help bring a little bit of ease to the inner thighs. Pressing the sit bones towards the floor, let the back arch freely. If it is arching too much over whatever you're laying on, then feel free to move it further away from your pelvis to give you a little more space. Once you've got whatever's under your spine arranged, then think about the back, the upper back, and press those ribs, the back ribs down, and begin to knit and engage the core, corseting the front of the body together. Draw your shoulders up by your ears, not your ears down by your shoulders. And then as you exhale, relax the shoulders. Notice if you were carrying any tension and let them melt down either side of your blanket or your bolster. If you're not on anything and your back is flat, then keeping the back ribs down on the mat, try to draw the shoulders away from each other, which will slide the shoulder blades further underneath you. And finally, rotate those upper arms so the palms face skyward and the backs of the triceps start to dip down towards the floor. Take a few breaths in here. For some of us in this pose, we automatically take the nose too far back towards maybe a wall behind us. So gently make certain that your nose is pointing up towards the ceiling and press out through the crown of your head, getting your neck long. And now draw your awareness to your breath, noticing if that breath is getting stuck, where you're corseting the ribs together. Does the breath stop there? Can you keep the ribs engaged, shoulders relaxed, and still allow the breath to come down, filling the belly, and then pressing the belly button down and up. So back towards the spine and up towards the chin to press the air out. See if you can play with 3 to 5 deep breaths that way. So the body is engaged in order to control the melting down the side. We don't just lay on the bolster and pray for the best. We use our muscles to steer the melting and the action. As we play with twists and forward folds today, they can be very grounding and calming. And I wanted to pair that this morning with the idea of a heart opener opening. This kind of an opener here can leave us feeling a little vulnerable. So being aware of that and then seeking grounding throughout our class. Kind of a mental counter pose for those of you studying yoga sequencing. Take one more nice deep breath in here and then drop your jaw and exhale completely and fully. When you're done, draw your hands underneath your thighs, lift the thighs up, knees towards the ceiling, press one foot into the strap and let that release the other foot from the strap. Then you can just hook the free big toe around the strap and use that to release the strap completely. Pull the strap up around your waist so that you don't have to worry about it, and then roll over to your right side. Cradle your head in your arm, and you can use the back to press any props away. Draw the knees up in close to the chest, finding a fetal position here. Take a few breaths, breathing into the back body now, trying to breathe so deeply that you feel the back ribs moving in and out as you move. With your next breath, don't lift all the way up, please. Simply press your left hand and stretch your left leg out long if you're on your right side. Press up enough that if you have any props behind you, you can move the props away and give yourself some space on the side of your mat. Then come back down with your right arm stretched out long underneath your right ear and line up your legs and your body. So you're in one straight line on your left side here. Then keeping your right shoulder right where it is, draw your right arm out to the side. So your right arm is perpendicular to your body. Your head now can either dip towards the floor or grab a block, a blanket, a pillow, and place it underneath your head to support your head on the right side. Stack your left palm on top of your right And then take your left leg, lift it up, bend the knee, and place the left foot behind you. We're going to enter into a twist here, and we want to make certain that the low body is stabilized. So as you inhale, lift your left arm up, keeping your right arm planted, coming onto your back, and then opening the left arm all the way out. Inhale, draw the left arm back, up and over, rolling on to the right side of your face. Keep pulling that left knee skyward, so we're entering into a gentle twist. Take 3 or 4 breaths this way, just inhaling, lifting that left arm up, rolling across, left arm goes out long, inhaling, rolling over to the right, closing this up, keep going. Let me see how everyone's doing. So you want to roll all the way onto your back.
Oh, on my back.
Yeah, all the way over. And then bring the hands back out. So your bottom hand, yeah, beautiful. Okay. There you go.
There we go.
It's kind of the opposite action of threading the needle.
Okay.
Got it? All right, take one more. And the next time you've closed the hands back together, we're just going to roll onto our tummy, roll over to your left side, and set this up on the other side. So the left arm is going to come out. Think thread the needle. You're on top of that shoulder, palm towards the sky. Again, if you're wanting to open up the right side of the neck, let the head simply droop towards the floor. Need a little more support? Pull something in under the left ear. Right arm stacks on top of left palm. Right leg lifts up, knee bends, foot comes behind you. Keep pressing that right knee up towards the sky, and then inhale, lift the left arm up, roll onto your back, and take the right arm out to the side. Inhale again, coming back through the center, stacking the hands. Keep that right foot planted as you inhale and continue through this motion. Just a nice gentle twist, one I don't do very often. Keep that bottom leg active. I just noticed my left foot was kind of asleep in the game there. Make certain that both shoulders come down onto the floor as you open up and stretch the arms out. And the next time that you close this, palms coming together, lift the right leg up, stack the legs again, finding your nice, long, stretched out body. Roll onto your tummy. Sorry for the view here. I'm facing the back of the mat as you all are. Hands come back by the rib cage, tuck the toes, lift up and find your tabletop. I'm going to turn around and you can take your strap off of your waist as you find your front of your mat. You might keep that strap in a loop there. We might use it that way later. Come to your tabletop position on your mat and take a nice deep breath in and out here. With your next inhale, let's find our cat-cow. So we'll start with cat on the inhale. Exhale into, sorry, I said it backwards. We're doing cat-cow. You guys know what we're doing. So on the inhale, let the belly drop down. Stephanie and I were in the same color thing today when we, on the exhale, you're arching the back and breathing. And just notice the front and the back body, how they feel. Notice the spine. Wake up that neck. And then let's play with a few, once we come back through a neutral spine, holding our tabletop. We're going to find the midline. So stretch the right arm out and then stretch the left leg out. Come to awkward airplane. And then come back through the midline, just testing our balance. Bring that right hand down and take the left leg over and across, finding the right side body floor. Another gentle stretch or twist here as we look over to the right. And then come back through the center. Stretch out long again for your bird dog pose, and let's add some crunches. So pull the right knee and the left knee, right elbow in. Inhale, stretch out. Keep going. Exhaling as you crunch. Inhaling as you stretch. Remembering the cat spine and then a neutral spine as you move through this. And then come back to a neutral tabletop position. We'll stretch that left arm out and we'll stretch the right leg out. Pull the belly button up and press the mat away, finding the midline. And then being careful if you've got neighbors there, slide out to awkward airplane and come back into the center. Bring the left hand down and cross the right toes over to the left of your mat, looking over at your right toes, finding a nice side body stretch. Come back in through the center with that foot and lift the left arm back up to your bird dog, where we'll add some crunches in. Exhaling knee to elbow, inhaling, stretching out. Keep going. We want to try to get 3 to 5 of these depending on your breath. And then come back to neutral. Draw the toes together, take the knees out nice and wide. Press the hips back and down and find a nice restorative child's pose. If the wrists are already getting a little cranky, feel free, start wiggling those wrists out, playing with them. Remembering that for those of you that I can see, that is kind of a little awareness for me. If I see lots of people working their wrists whenever they can, then that tells me to get you off your wrists for a little bit. With your next breath, press the hands down into the mat, come up onto the tented fingertips and stretch out through the body. Inhaling the fingers long on the mat and exhaling the hips back and down. You might rock slightly forward and back as you do this. And then settle completely down into your child's pose. Come up onto the tented fingertips, lifting the elbows up, hollowing out the armpits. Walk the fingers off to the right side of your mat. Come back through the center with your fingertips and then walk them off to the other side of your mat. Make certain that you're shrugging that right hip back. Bring the hands back through the center. Press the palms down into the floor. Inhale, lift up, finding your cat pose or your tabletop pose, excuse me. And we'll move on from here. Let's add a threading of our needle. So press your left hand into the mat, float your right arm up for a nice twist. And then as you exhale, dive that right arm down and through. And I'm not going to plant my right ear so I don't distort my earbuds, but plant your right side of your face down on your mat. As you press out through the right arm, bring the left hand in, elbow towards the sky. Now notice if doing this, your right knee is pressing into the floor and your left knee is lifting. Try before you move the body to square the effort. So pressing evenly through left knee, right knee. Feel the difference here. Engage the core of your body and then stretch your left leg out and dig your toes into the floor. Now really press the right fingernails into the ground. Start to lift and stack left hip over right and lift your left leg up. Press those right fingers into the floor. Maybe play with pulling the left hand up a little bit, finding your balance. And if that feels okay, yeah, float that left arm up in the air. Now, for some of you, this is going to feel great, and you're going to want to place that left hand either behind your back like Kent is, maybe bend that left leg, reaching for the foot if you can do that. Your choice. You just kind of keep playing with this pose, and if you lose it, you just giggle, shake it off, and come back up. When you're ready, left hand is going to come back down to the mat. Left toes press down into the mat. Keep the left leg extended as you press into the left hand, lift up and open your right arm up towards the sky. And then press the right hand down to the mat. Left leg comes back into your tabletop. So let's reverse that. Press the right hand down and notice when you start this, how big your twist is or isn't. So reach that left arm up and notice with the knees in and not having really twisted, most of us feel constricted. Exhale, press that left arm down, landing on the left shoulder. If that's uncomfortable, placing a blanket, a pillow, a block underneath the left shoulder. Beautiful. Make certain that you stretch through that left arm and you plant the left fingertips onto the floor. Right hand floats back by the right wrist. Hand can be planted or on your fingertips, whichever works best for you. Again, check in with your balance by noting the knees. And then when you're ready, we'll stretch the right leg out, toes pressing into the ground. Pull the belly button in and then lift the right leg up towards the sky. Now notice if you're smashing your face. We don't want to do that. We want to try to lift gently through the neck. So we're not crunching the neck. It's the left arm and the core. Press the left hand down and start to float the right arm slightly up, finding your balance. Once you've got your balance, that right arm can lift all the way up, finding that twist. And perhaps from here, after a breath or so, that right arm reaches around and behind and we find a little bind. Maybe we bend the lifted leg and find the ankle. And when you're ready, simply unwind this, coming back to your twist, pressing your right hand into the mat and lifting that left arm up and noticing with the leg extended, does the twist feel easier? Yeah, now come back in, find your tabletop. Beautiful. Let's do some hip rolls. So take yourself past your wrists, over to the right, back behind your heels, over to the left. Make this really big and expressive. Yeah, I love it. Do 3 one way. Noticing the fingers and the wrists, and then do 3 the other way. Maybe noticing now the hips, the legs, the toes. And coming back through, stilling your pose. Draw your right foot forward into a low lunge, and then take the left leg slightly back further. Lay the left toes flat, pull the belly in, inhale, stretching the arms up. Let's add our twist here. So the right arm goes back, the left arm goes forward. Shoulders relax towards the floor. Keep squeezing the legs. Flip the palms skyward, reach up through the center. Slide the left hand down to the mat to the inside of the right foot and find a nice easy twist here. Right arm floats up. We're pulling that belly button through, stabilizing the low back here. If you'd like, dig the left toes in and lift up off that left knee. Beautiful. Bring the right hand down by the right foot. Press the right foot back by the left foot. All right, drop those knees down, finding your tabletop, and bring the left foot forward, finding that low lunge. As you plant the left foot, lift the right knee up and take it slightly further back. Don't cheat your Anjaneyasana. Lay your right toes flat and then inhale and lift up. Take a breath here, drawing the shoulder blades down the back, wiggling the fingers so we don't over effort through those fingers. And then exhale and take a twist to the left. It's driving me crazy. I want to break so I can turn on music because I didn't do it at the beginning. All right, inhale, float back up through the center. Exhale the hands down to the heart and bring your right hand to the inside of the left foot. Float that left arm up. Think of the twist you just did at the end of your threading of the needle. Now pull your belly button through and let that revolve the rib cage. Again, if you'd like, you can dig those back toes in, lift the back knee up, and find this twisted high lunge. Bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Step well into the left foot, floating the right foot up next to it. Inhale up, finding Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and float down. One more time. Inhale, halfway up. Stretch those legs, lift those sit bones, flatten the back, and pull the shoulders on the back. Exhale and fold. Bring the hands to the hips. Pull the elbows together, bend the knees, and roll all the way up, arms extended. Exhale, hands down to the heart center. Shake it all out. Okay, I finally get to start some music. If you guys didn't start music and you use music at home, go ahead and take this opportunity to do it. I'm in the studio. We got to practice with music. I'm sorry. When you're ready, we'll all meet back up at the top of our mat, finding all four corners. You guys all almost got music. That was not the intention. All right, finding all four corners of those feet. I give, guys, we're just not supposed to use music today, so my apologies. All right, roll the shoulders down the back, pull the rib cage up and in, lift up through the crown of your head. Inhale, stretch the arms up. We'll take 2 sun A's. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, bend your knees, and step back. Now remember, in your chaturanga here or your high plank, you're always welcome to drop your knees. So if you're working on your form, do that, all right? Exhale, let's see if we can chaturanga, and then come all the way down. Inhale, pressing out through the spine and then up through the heart, finding Bhujangasana or Cobra. Exhale, coming down, tuck the toes, lift the hips and press back and up to your down dog. Take a few breaths here. Feel free to walk this dog out, noticing and settling into your pose, so refining the pose. Look at the hands, make certain all 10 fingers point forward. Roll the lower arms towards each other and the upper arms away. Lift the hips and press the chest back. Maybe feel free to bend the knees to give your back more freedom and your sit bones more freedom. And then on your next exhale, gently take the thighs more towards the wall behind you, which might straighten the legs and draw the heels down towards the floor. Look to the front of your mat, bend your knees in little tiny steps, please, keeping the fingers engaged with the mat if possible, so bending the knees as much as necessary. Inhale, halfway for Ardha when you arrive at the top of your mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do one more. Inhale all the way up. Exhale and fold. Enjoy the breath on the way down. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale and fold. Make your way to your chaturanga pose, either knees down or all the way out. Exhale, come all the way down. Lift up for baby cobra. And press down. On the next exhale, lift up and press back for downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. And then look towards the front of your mat, bend your knees, and behind your exhale, maybe bigger steps up to your forward fold. Planting those feet, inhale halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, sweep the eyes and the arms up. Let's add a twist. Left hip pulls back as you twist to the right. Your gaze can stay fairly neutral here. It's more, what are we doing through the upper body that we're interested in? Flip the palms towards the sky and come back through the midline. Now pull that right hip back. For most of us, when we twist left, it's going to want to come, right? So stabilize that right hip, plant that right foot, and then exhale, twist left. Watch the shoulders. The head of that back shoulder might be wanting to pull forward. Press it back and away. Flip the palms skyward. Inhale, come back through the center. Exhale the hands down to the heart. Bring your hands down by your hips and find your Tadasana pose. All right, one nice big breath in and out. Inhale, sweep the arms up, right arm grasps left wrist. Now no twist here. Reach the left arm up and then over to the right. Breathe. Now we're going to add a twist that I want to be a gentle twist. So as you exhale, look towards your right foot and dip your left shoulder down. Then inhale, come back up to neutral shoulders, reach all the way up, switch the arms out, left hand grasps right wrist, reach up. Remember, no twist to set this up, reach over to the left. Take a breath in and out, feeling that right side body open. And then as you plant the right foot, look down to the left foot and dip the right shoulder down. You should feel a nice big stretch through the upper back. Come back to neutral shoulders and then inhale and lift all the way up. Exhale, forward folding. Plant your hands and bend your left knee. Step your right leg up and parallel to the mat, kind of hovering here. Then as you press your weight back, dip the right toes down and find a nice deep low lunge. Beautiful. Scissor those legs together. That was really nice, Chris. And when you're ready, inhale, walk your hands up to your left knee. Find your balance. Draw the shoulders down the back. Pull the belly in. Stretch out through the back heel. Now let the arms just float up. Keep pressing up through that back thigh. One more breath here. Then bring that right hand down through the midline of the body. Can you press from here to your twisted lunge? Left arm rises up. Left leg is lifted. Sorry, right leg is lifted. If you can do this left leg lifted, I want to see it. We'll put it on Instagram. Wade could probably do it. Yeah, that's my joke. Wade could do it. All right, pull up through the left fingers and come up onto your right fingertips. Just kind of barely touching with the right fingers. And then airplane the arms. Inhale, float back up to your high lunge. Exhale, frame that front foot. Step into the front foot and float the right foot up next to it. Shake those legs out. Let's add a little twist here. So let's set the low body up first. Bend the knees and bring the chest onto the thighs. Drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Relax the shoulders. Pressing all four corners of both feet into the mat, begin to slowly lift the sit bones, straightening the legs. Then walk your hands, keeping your head low, over to the right side of your right foot. Now, if you need to, you can pop that left knee, but if you can keep the legs straight, that's great. Come back through the center of your mat. And again, walk the hands off to the left side of your left foot. And come back to the center of your mat. Inhale, halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Now plant your left hand on your left shin. And as you press the left hand into the left shin, draw the right arm up away and find a nice twist. Make certain that your back is flat in Ardha Uttanasana. Draw the right hand down to the right shin, shoulders on the back, press into that right shin and float that left arm up. Come back down to your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and forward fold. Plant your hands and walk your feet back, finding your down dog. Take a few breaths here. And then bend your knees, coming down to a kneeling position. Walk your hands back. I wanted to make certain some of you are going to want blocks on this next move. So from here, hopefully you can reach around, find your blocks, and have them on either side of your mat so that you can reach them. Stephanie, we're reaching back and doing a reach through with a twist in down dog. So if you can do that without them, you're fine. All right, hands come down, lift and press the hips back up, finding your down dog. Now shorten your dog enough that you can plant your feet flat on the mat. If that means bringing blocks in, then that's perfectly acceptable, all right? But I want your ears in line with your arms, your hips lifted and your feet flat, which usually means a very short little down dog. Plant your left hand on the block or the floor, float the right arm through and find something on the outer left side of your body. The closer we can get to the ankle or the foot, the more of a twist we'll enjoy. Bend your right elbow, look up underneath the left armpit and add a little twist here. So the more you're bending your right elbow, pulling your heart towards your left thigh, the more of a twist you'll get. Inhale, pressing back up, bringing the hands back to neutral, perhaps taking a breath in between sides. And when you're ready, planting that right hand, feet are firmly planted, both of them. Find something on the outer right side of your body. Bend the left elbow, look up underneath the right armpit, and find your twist. Inhale back through center,
Bring the hands back to neutral. Take those blocks off if you were using them and press back to a traditional down dog. Take 2 breaths here. Now, when you're ready, plant that left foot, float the right leg up, bend the knee, and then swing the foot in between the hands, finding a high lunge. Beautiful. Pivot the back foot down to warrior 2 legs and lift up, finding warrior 2. All right, we're going to take the palms skyward, float the arms up, and then exhale and draw the arms back down behind our back. You can clasp your hands. Just notice which thumb is on top, and then exhale and press the hands straight down towards the floor. Look at your chest now. For many of us, the chest is at an angle to the long edge of our mat. Can you turn your chest so that your chest is parallel to the long edge of your mat instead of at about a 45-degree angle? Now again, press the fingers straight down, the clasped hands straight down towards the floor, and press into that front knee for a deeper warrior 2 with a little bit of a bind. All right, as you exhale, bend a little more deeply into the leg. As you inhale, straighten the front leg. Keep the bind behind the back. Exhale down into your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, pressing down. Hold this warrior 2 and float the arms back out to a traditional warrior 2 pose. Flip that front palm and reach up for reverse warrior. Exhale and press the hand back behind you. Couple of breaths here. If you'd like, that left arm can reach around and find the right hip for a little bind. Come back to a traditional warrior 2 position. Bend that right elbow and place it on the right forearm. Draw the left arm over your ear. Stack the shoulders. Straighten out that left arm and feel the shoulder blade pull on to the back. Beautiful. Try to lift your head in line with your spine, so no droopy heads. A few of our friends on TV have droopy heads. Beautiful. One more breath here. We're going to add a little core in here, one of Susan's favorites. Take that right arm off and hold your beach ball. Then inhale, draw the beach ball up, straighten the front leg, and take the beach ball back behind you. Come back through neutral, and then in one breath, find your triangle pose. Left arm reaches up, right arm reaches down. Bend into that right knee, press back up to your warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your front leg. More traditional approach. Take the right fingers towards the front of the mat and then float down into your triangle. Now your block should be right there. So if you prefer to use blocks, feel free to grab it and pull it in. We'll take a few breaths here while I check our messages on the screen. The end of your next breath, take that left arm straight up towards the sky. If it's drooped, inhale, lifting up, bringing the arms back parallel, bend into the front knee, and bring the arms down to frame that front foot, finding your runner's lunge. Step into the right foot and float the left foot up next to it. Shake those legs out a little bit. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. All right, opposite leg, plant that left foot. Did we float the right foot back or the left? We need to go on the other side. So float the right leg back and we'll press back into a lunge. If nobody here can remember, then hopefully we're good. Float that right foot down to warrior 2 legs and windmill the arms up. Finding your warrior 2. Taking a breath or two here. Relax the shoulders. Let go of over-efforting through the fingers. Inhale, take the arms up and straighten the front leg, and then bring the hands down back behind you, clasping the opposite way. Bend back into the left knee for that bound warrior, pressing the hands towards the floor. Couple of breaths. Then look down at your chest and notice if you've got a 45-degree angle going on the chest. Can you draw the right shoulder back,
Left knee is going to want to cave in. Pull it to the middle. Draw your heart so it faces the right edge of your mat, the long right edge. One more breath here. And then we'll flow, watching the track of the left knee. Inhale, straightening the left leg. Exhale, bending back into your warrior. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend back in. One more time, keep the chest parallel to the long edge of the mat as you straighten the leg. And exhale, bending back into your warrior two. Float the arms back up, releasing the shoulders. Flip the front palm and find your reverse warrior. Stretch the left arm up more than back. And then with another breath, you can go back. Bring that right arm behind you if you took the bind on the other side. And breathe. When you're ready, we'll float the left forearm down to the left thigh and draw the right arm over the right ear for wide side angle. Here, make certain that you rotate the barrel of the ribs out and up to the right. Feel that right shoulder blade come to rest on the back. Release any over effort through the fingers and breathe. And again, when you're ready, if you want that core challenge, the left arm floats off. We find our beach ball. Inhale, lifting your beach ball up. On your next inhale, straighten your front leg and reach back behind you with your beach ball. Come back through neutral and then draw the left arm down and the right arm up, finding triangle pose. Couple of breaths here. Look down at the left foot as you bend into the left knee. Pull up through the right arm, finding warrior two. Let's find a more traditional entrance into triangle, straightening that front leg, floating the arms laterally, and floating right back down, seeing, the second time, does it feel a little easier? Was it the way I entered the pose? All right, draw that right arm straight up towards the sky, pulling you up using the side body. Exhale back into your warrior two. Float the arms down to frame that front foot, pivoting the hips down to your runner's lunge. Step into that left foot, floating the right foot up. Place the feet next to each other. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep everything up towards the sky. And exhale, hands down to the heart center. Beautiful, shake it all out. How are we doing? Good? Okay. All right, from here, we're gonna add on a little bit and play with that. I have to look and see, what did I plan? I have to tell you, I was torn between two classes this morning. And I said to Kent, what do you wanna do? Ardha Chandrasana or twist? And he said twist. So if you don't like twists, it's his fault, sorry. All right. Nice wife, right? All right, let's find our Tadasana pose. Bring your hands to your heart center for Samastitihi. Draw the palms in towards each other. Lift the elbows, roll the shoulder blades onto the back and take a breath. Let your eyes close and just feel the stillness in your body. When you're ready on an inhale, open your eyes, sweep your arms up. Exhale, forward folding. Plant your right foot this time. Float that left leg back. Find that nice deep lunge. We're going to drop the left knee down to the mat. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands back behind you, clasping the hands again and pressing the hands towards the left heel. Now, as you scissor the legs together, so I'm isometrically pulling front heel towards back knee. Exhale and draw your heart forward. Now you can stay right here with the right shoulder connected to the right knee for balance and begin to lift and open the arms. Or if you'd like to add a little more, a little bit of a twist, the head comes to the inside of the knee, the crown of the head drops towards the floor. Notice if your right hip is wanting to pop out, keep pulling the right hip in towards the left hip. So the right glute towards the left heel. On your next exhale, release the hands and draw the hands to the inside of the right foot. Stretch out through the left leg and then walk your right foot over to the right.
Let your right hand come a little wider on your mat and draw your left knee down, left toes come down. You're welcome to stay right here, enjoying this, just releasing and opening. I always get a kick out of it. So many people immediately, and it's fine. It's fine. I'm not criticizing. Feel free to come down to your mat if your hips are calling for that. If you'd like to keep the heart lifted, stay there. It's all up to what feels good in you and your hips today. I know John is muttering right now saying, lizard never feels good. Sandy, stop this. All right. One more breath in and out. And then dig those left toes in. Lift the left knee up. Now shift your weight onto your left hand and draw your right hand to the inside of your thigh. A little bit of a twist added here. We're going to stack right shoulder over left. I'm still stamping down hard on my right foot and floating my right arm up towards the sky. Exhale and draw the right hand back down to the mat. Walk your right foot back in line so you're in your runner's lunge again. All right, make certain that you have a block available close to you. And then walk your right foot over by your left hand. Flex your right foot and begin to play with dropping the right knee towards the floor. All right, if that is too intense, you place a block under the right hip as you hinge towards the floor. Oops, I didn't get my block set where it needs to be. Finding a variation on a pigeon prep. If that's too, yeah, you can pull, the minute you start to pull the leg back, I want you to take the toenails towards the floor, all right? So if the foot is forward in turbo pigeon, the way we just went into it, then you have the knife edge on the ground and you're pressing flexed foot into the floor. That doesn't work for your legs. Pull the leg back, press the toenails into the ground and lift up. We're drawing the left hip down and the right hip up. Take any variation there that suits you for 2 more breaths. When you're ready, dig those left toes in. We're going to lift up on the left knee. If you have a block or anything underneath that right hip, take it away. Press into the left toes and the hands as you drive the right leg back, finding a plank. You can lift the hips to down dog, or you can take a vinyasa, your choice. We'll all meet there. From our down dog, plant your right foot, lift your left leg up, bend the left knee, swing it into the chest and swing the foot through in between the thumbs. Drop that right knee down onto the ground. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, find your funky grip. Press the hands down towards the right heel. Squeeze the legs together. I love Susan always says, get your squeeze on. So we pull into the midline and then we pull front to back. It's both ways there. That'll help with our balance. When you're ready, exhale and draw the heart down, maybe bringing the left shoulder and the left knee together, checking in on the left sit bone, maybe drawing the head to the inside, planting that left foot really hard, finding humble warrior. Lifting the arms towards the sky, taking a few breaths. And then release the hands and bring them to the inside of the left foot. Use that stability to walk that left foot over wide. Left hand widens out under left shoulder. Dig the right toes in and stretch the right knee up off the mat for just a moment here. And then lay the right leg down, taking it long behind you, lay the right toes flat. You're welcome to stay here, or once again, to descend your heart towards the mat, coming to your forearms. You can build blocks up. Remember, honor your body, not some Instagram that you saw. Take a few breaths in your lizard lunge.
And then bring the hands back to the mat, lift up through the heart. We're gonna add here that turbo pigeon. So knowing what'd you learn on the other side, what blocks do you wanna have available? Dig the right toes in, lift the right knee up off the mat. Walk the left foot to the inside of the left hand, then continue to walk it over towards the right hand. Now flex that foot hard and start to drop the left shin towards your mat. And once you get here, tidy things up. What do I mean by that? For most of us, we need to pull that right hip down and forward, left hip up and away from the mat. Look back and make certain that your right heel is pointed up towards the sky. Toes are pressing, toenails pressing into the ground. And then maybe you put your pigeon to sleep, maybe not. For some of us, just getting that leg under there is a winner. Couple of breaths. And bring the hands back to the mat, lifting up through the heart. Dig the right toes in, lift the left knee up, plant that left foot. Let's walk it out wide again. We missed our twist in our lizard here. So left hand is going to come up to the left thigh. Plant that left foot. Shift your weight over to the right and let the left arm float up. And then come back and down. Move any props out of your way and then drive the left foot back by the right. Again, you can take the vinyasa if you'd like, or simply meet us in down dog. Your choice. Before we head down to the mat, let's press our left foot in and lift the right leg up and add a three-legged dog with a twist. So bend your right knee, flex your right foot. Then start to lift the right knee towards the sky, taking the right foot behind you like we did in that twist at the beginning of class. Keep pulling the left shoulder forward. Square the hips off towards the mat, stretch the right leg out nice and high, and then bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, stretch out, bring that leg behind you. Inhale, draw right knee up into the chest. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, twist to the left, drawing right knee to left elbow. Stretch back out long and draw the right foot down by the left. Come down onto your knees and press back for a kneeling position. Yep, child's pose works. Whatever, I just want to get you off your wrist for a minute. Taking a little bit of a breath, a little bit of a breather. When you're ready, we're going to head back to that three-legged dog with the twist with a little of the core action. So bring your hands forward, dig your toes in, lift your hips, find your down dog. Take a breath. Plant your right foot, float the left leg up behind you, finding lots of lift. Then bend the left knee, flex the left foot, draw the left knee towards the sky. Open up your twist and start to pull the right shoulder forward. Keep breathing here. Draw the left hip parallel to the mat with the right hip. Stretch the left leg out straight behind you. Then pull the left knee into the left elbow. Inhale, stretch out again. Exhale, pull into the core. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale, take that twist, drawing left knee over to right elbow. Inhale, stretch out long. Drop the toes down to the mat. Walk your dog, come to stillness. Take 2 breaths. And when you're ready, bend your knees, floating forward to a table. Take your feet off to the right. Draw your hips over to the left. All right, bring the legs out in front of you. We all doing okay? Stretch those legs out. Pull any flesh away from the sit bones. Rotate those thighs. Inner thigh goes down, outer thigh comes up. Bring the hands back by the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the heart. Now I love, a lot of us in yoga teacher training got our mind blown this past weekend by Timmy when he gave us this example. And I just love it so much. I've used it a couple times in class. In your Dandasana, press out through your legs, lift up through your heart, and then press your hands down by your hips. If your arms are too short and you need a block to get the sensation of really pressing, grab them, okay? Mine are long enough, I can do this easily. Now notice how hard you're pressing the hands into the mat. As you let the arms float up overhead, press that hard with your sit bones into the mat and lift up. Then exhale, hinge at your hips, forward folding, and reach for maybe your shins, your calves, your feet. Yeah, if it's too far away, then you simply place a strap around the feet. What I want you to focus on here is not curling your heart, but instead pressing your sit bones back away from your heels and lifting your heart. Your gaze lifts so that your spine is in line with your neck. And then exhale and float the chest closer to the toes. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, float the chest closer to the toes. One more time, let's do that. Give yourself some space by lifting up through the heart and then exhaling and pressing towards the toes. Walk your hands up your legs and come all the way down onto your back. Take your arms out into a T and then stretch your legs out long on your mat. Draw the right toe up behind the left knee, and then draw your left hand up and over your right knee. Keeping your right shoulder on the floor, use your left hand to draw your right knee towards the left side floor. Your gaze can stay up towards the sky, or you can look over to the right. Remembering this should be nice on your neck. Inhale, coming back to neutral, the arms stretch out long, the legs stretch out long. This time, draw the left knee towards the sky, taking the left toe behind the right knee. Right hand floats up, finding the outside of the left leg, and left shoulder stays on the floor as the right hand draws the left knee over to the right side. Check in with the neck and you decide if you want to keep the gaze neutral towards the sky, or if your neck is okay looking over to the left. Take a few breaths here. And then come back through the center. Find a neutral position. On the exhale, draw the knees into the chest, grasping the shins and rocking side to side. Yogi's choice here. We're getting ready to head into our Shavasana. So if you're warmed up and there's a pose you wanted to do and we didn't include it, feel free now to add it. Otherwise, we'll all stretch out into our favorite Shavasana pose. So if for you that is corpse pose, feel free to stretch the legs out, left leg going towards the left corner, right leg towards the right corner. Feel the hamstrings reaching for the floor. Let the back naturally arch. Draw the upper back onto the floor and feel the shoulder blades nestle down. Externally rotate the upper arms. And feel the palms towards the sky. Sorry, I'm tickling my husband. And then as you stretch out through the neck, take a nice deep breath in. And with the exhale, simply let every muscle in the body go. You might need to do that a few times here to get that sensation. Squeezing, pulling everything into the midline as you inhale. And then exhaling, releasing, floating towards the floor. Do that as needed until you don't notice any more areas of tightness. Let go of controlling the breath. Take a full breath in, bringing awareness back to your body. And as you exhale, let your jaw freely move to allow the breath out. As the breath returns back to its normal pace, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you're ready, you can draw the knees in towards the chest and grasp the shins. If it feels good, take a moment here to flow, inhaling, drawing the forehead up, and exhaling, releasing down. We'll all meet by rolling on the exhale to our right side, cradling our head in our hands. Taking a few last deep breaths in here again, perhaps so deeply that we feel those back ribs moving in and out. When you're ready, use your upper hand and your upper leg to stretch easily up, finding your seated position, bringing your hands back to your heart center. And we'll end our class as we began it, all together in this experience. Rich Ganshak said, and it's been quoted different ways by different people, but the essence is that we twist up our bodies to untwist our minds. We've all got a lot going on right now. And so I hope this class helped you to find some relaxation and repose in your body. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. As always, namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to unmute. Oops, I got to remember the mask. And if anybody has any questions, suggestions, thoughts.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you.